that y'all marched up Capitol Mall with got me on fire. Y'all got me on fire. Woo, this ain't in the script, y'all, but I can't help it but see so much beautiful energy radiate from y'all soul. So much beautiful ancestral power coming from y'all being. I'm so happy to be here. I do have a poem, so I'll spit that. But y'all are just beautiful, and I had to say that at first. I learned a lot about my sisters when I learned about myself. Because we are all independent, but we still need help. I'm trying to unlearn notions of me, myself, and I, because I've experienced the purest forms of beauty with my sisters by my side. We are humble goddesses who feast, reign, and rise in royalty, uplifting one another without a need to compete. We complement each other like love's the only language that we speak. Because when your sister's popping, you say, oh sis, you popping. And she might be kind of modest, but we old girls stopping. Love is all that we know. I want to see my sister shine, so I got no shade to throw. We was made to grow. Personal achievement can no longer be the goal when we got babies out here walking around with barefoot spirits and no souls, misguided queens with no hope. I chase the dream of my sister like it's the North Star, because we ain't free until we free ourselves, until we admit our flaws, admit that we need help, because you powerful. Nobody finna tell you that. You could change the world, but nobody finna tell you that. All my sister girls gather round, I'ma state the facts. You got the juice and they hating that. Slowing down the pace of the hate like a heart attack. Looking for the love in my sisters. This is where it's at. Black Women United, how y'all doing? Oh, y'all don't even know how beautiful y'all are right now. I wish y'all could see what I see. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. My name is Corey J. Sakara Johnson. I am a proud daughter of Sacramento, California. And as I look around, I see all of my spiritual mothers. I see all of my godmothers, my play aunties, and my play cousins. And it is an honor and a privilege to stand before you all today. My first order of business is to remind you all that we do have a kids zone. We have a safety tent. We do also have a first aid tent and a water station. We have seats here for any of our beautiful, beautiful queens who would like to take a seat, and we have that all available for you. I see Auntie Barbara in the crowd, Brick House in the house. We thank you and we love you so much. Moving right along, I'm going to bring up a woman that has changed and impacted many of these women's lives in the crowd today. A woman who has used her political power to put on for black women in ways that you would not even see unless you researched, and ways that you would not see unless you paid attention. I would love to bring this wonderful senator to the stage, such a powerful, powerful powerhouse behind closed doors, and we love her, we thank her. Please make some noise for Ms. Holly Mitchell! Thank you.
Look at y'all turning out in front of your state capitol. What? Look at this. Black women everywhere. And yes, trust black women. Trust black women. My name is State Senator Holly Mitchell, and I am proud to represent the 30th Senate District in Los Angeles. And in that, I'm the only one who looks like you in the state Senate. I'm also proud to represent all of you. These gatherings are important for us. These multi-generational gatherings where we proudly proclaim that we are black women and you should trust us are important for the world. And so yes, I'm thrilled to see the vote tent, because you must. You're going to hear a lot of information and glean a lot of information today, so I'm not going to repeat it. You're going to hear from Sister-elect about all the statistics that define our lives, good and bad, so I'm not going to talk about that. You may hear from people about the state budget we passed last night and the bills we passed that impact every aspect of your life. I'm not going to talk about that. Hopefully you're going to connect with all these amazing nonprofit and social service organizations that you should have a relationship with, because they're serving you every day, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk very briefly about what it takes for us to get up every day. to get up. This is maybe not the kind of message you expect to hear from an elected official, but I am first and foremost a black woman, a black mother, of a black son, and so first and foremost I must confront every day what it takes for me to get up. There's a sister professor, Brittany Cooper, at Rutgers University, who's written a book called Eloquent Rage. Eloquent Rage. And reading the book and getting those words helped define for me what I feel most days. Eloquent rage. And so I've had to stop to think what I must do to be able to get up every day. And all of you have to do the same thing. What is it going to take for us to sustain the fight that we have to engage in every day for our survival, the survival of our children, and the survival of our communities? Diana Nyad, the 64-year-old woman who swam from Cuba to Florida, did you see that? 110 miles, 53 hours straight. Now, I do pretty good. I can swim, but if I do 2 lengths of the pool, I'm doing big things. She swam 110 miles, no sleep breaks, no rest breaks, no potty breaks, 53 hours, through jellyfish, through seasickness, through fatigue and darkness. She was on Oprah on Super Soul Sunday about a month ago. And Oprah said, how did you do it? What kept you going? And she said 3 words, find a way. I said, Diana Nyad must be a sister, because that's what we understand. Find a way. And as all of us were on Facebook talking about the suicides we've experienced recently nationally, I'm reminded about my need to find a way every day. I'm reminded about all of the pressures we face as black women, which is why connecting with one another, these kinds of gatherings, connecting with the resources that are here are important for our survival. Because we're going to do 3 words, what? Find a way every day to support ourselves, to support our communities, to support our state. These are trying political times because 45 is crazy as a loon. 45 is not looking out for the best interests of our communities. Every action 45 takes is calculated and manipulative, and it is not in our best interest. So for the next 3 years that he's in office, we're going to do what? Find a way. We're going to find a way by supporting each other, by staying healthy ourselves, by investing in our communities, by voting. Because those of us in this building, quite frankly, generally have more direct impact on your life every day than 45. So we're going to support our sisters in Congress. I see the Maxine Waters sign, because they are finding a way to represent us in that toxic environment. But we're going to find a way. So my ask of you today, if you would honor me with that, is to make a connection with a sister here today that perhaps you didn't know. Not someone you walked with or you came here with, but a new face. And commit to one another that between today and next year's gathering, that we're going to stay in contact, touch bases. We have our code word. Sister, did you find a way today? And we're going to be a direct support of each other. Because if we don't support each other, guess what? Nobody else will. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to see you all out here.
One more time for our wonderful senator. Now, I'm a little goofy, so there'll be times I just need y'all to give me that energy back so I know that y'all still here with me. Is that okay? Yeah. If that's okay, say, hey, girl, hey. Yeah. Say, okay. Okay, I feel loved. I feel loved. This next wonderful powerhouse of a sister is a proud alum of the birthplace of all black girl magic, Spelman University. She is the Director of State Policy and Research for Public Health Advocates. Her professional interest is addressing emerging and persistent public health challenges through research and policy. When asked who her favorite black woman was, her answer was Issa Rae, because she's rooting for everyone black. Please make some noise and show big love for Flovon Cofer.
I'm 35, I gotta make sure those knees stay right. How y'all doing today? I said, how y'all doing today? I know people often like to start with that, but it's not very often that we are in such a big company of our sisters. So I hope you're feeling good today. The theme of the march is Can I Live? And the first thing I thought about was the Montgomery bus boycott. Not the normal story though. Because see, the Montgomery bus boycott is when we built an entire transit system because we weren't allowed to sit where we wanted to on the bus. Except we didn't realize that's what we did at the time. We didn't realize we built an entire transit system. We thought we were just fighting for what was right. And unfortunately, that is sometimes the story of black women. We find purpose, we take action, and we survive. And one of the SNCC coordinators once said, we could have changed the world if we had known that's what we were doing. So today I am taking that charge because it is important for us to learn from the people who came before us and asking, can I live? Yes, we can. Can I live is a statement of purpose. It's not asking yourself what should you want, it's asking yourself what do you want. It values being truthful over being nice. It means not letting other people's needs drown us. It means envisioning the future while also fighting against the circumstances we don't like right now. And it means that when we create something beautiful, like an entire transit system, we get a chance to step back and marvel in it and figure out how to take advantage of it for our collective purpose. Can I Live is a call to action. It asks us not just to fight for black children and black men, but to prioritize black women. Can you say that with me? Prioritize black women. Now listen, when I say prioritize black women, I'm not only talking about one type of black women. Not just the cisgendered, straight, college-educated, gainfully employed, ambitious, able-bodied Christian ones who speak in the proper register, who live in a home that they own, are married to a tall, handsome man with whom they have 2.58 children, and who never forget to send a perfectly manicured Christmas card and call you on your birthday. She's amazing, but that's not just who I'm talking about. I'm talking about all black women. That includes our trans sisters. That includes our lesbian sisters. That includes our disabled sisters. That includes our atheist sisters. That includes our Muslim sisters. That includes our sisters of all beautiful shades. That includes our voluptuous sisters. That includes our mentally ill sisters, our unhoused sisters, our sisters who didn't finish high school, our single sisters, our sisters without children, our poor sisters, our sisters whose subjects don't agree with their verbs, our drug-addicted sisters, our sisters who are engaged in sex work or stripping, our foreign-born sisters. And like any family, yes, even our problematic sisters. Now we still deal with them in the way that protects us, which means we bring them in love and cast out their problematic natures also with love. And we take a break when we need it as well. But we prioritize black women We say that all of our needs, diverse as they are, matter, not just the privileged ones. It means that college admissions become just as important as fighting mass incarceration. It means our religious freedom becomes just as important as protecting our civil liberties. And it means that when those rights come into question, we don't fix our lips to say, why don't you ask your other sisters to do that? We roll up our sleeves and get to work, because Can I Live says we are our sister's keeper, because social justice is a public health priority. And lastly, Can I Live is about survival. Stress is a killer.
Literally.
And the stereotype of the strong Black woman is a coping mechanism born out of adversity and necessity. It also is killing us.
Yes.
We are so obsessed with being strong to the point where we pat each other on the back for the amount of abuse and hardships we can take while burying our rightful emotions. So here's what I have to say for you today. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to have all of the answers. You can be frail. You can be sensitive. You can have a full range of emotions that, yes, includes anger. You don't have to always be on. In fact, some days you should take a day off. And all of this is okay. Can I live is a question that reminds us that we have a basic human need, one of which is safety, emotional safety. Can I Live make sure that Black women's mental wellness is prioritized and shows that it's important. It acknowledges that the stress and the way it steals our lives. Can I Live reminds us that self-care is not just essential, it is a revolutionary act. Can I Live reminds us that getting enough sleep, enough water, fresh air, exercise, and even colorful, nutritious food is something that has to become our top priority because we are worth it. So I came to you today to talk to you about action, to talk to you about the way in which we survive, and also to talk to you about the way in which we prioritize Black women. Can I Live is our call to action. We must respond with, yes, you can. So when I ask you, can we live, please respond with, yes, we can. Can we live?
Yes, we can.
Let's do it.
Y'all make some noise for Flo! By way of housekeeping orders, thank you so much, sis. By way of housekeeping orders, we have some dynamic speakers who traveled a very long way to be here. But I'm also an educator and a school teacher, and I hear a lot of voices going, and I can't really hear the speakers. So if I see a hand raised, can y'all mirror that? And that'll be a reminder to be quiet so we can hear the speakers. Is that cool? Yeah. Most definitely. Our next speaker is a very proud New York native. Her name is Lavon Piku, also known as Proverbs. She is a preacher, poet, educator, and creative social entrepreneur. Also an Emmy Award-winning media producer. Lavon is the founder of Beautiful Scars, an online platform for Black women survivors of male sexual violence. By harnessing the power of the narrative, she is aiding survivors and communities at large to shift from silence to storytelling, to put an end to gender-based violence. When asked who was her favorite Black woman, she answered Fannie Lou Hamer, and believes that speaking truth to power and allowing your gift to make room for you is the only way to go. Please make some noise for Lavon Proverbs Piku. If you're a dope Black woman or girl, make some noise. I know I'm in the right place. In her novel, Their Eyes Are Watching God, Zora Neale Hurston wrote, there are years that ask questions and years that answer. 2018 has been asking some questions, y'all, like if not now, then when? And if not us, then who?
And today we ask, can I live? These are questions that need answers, and I'm happy to report that we don't have to wait much longer to get some. Because you are here today, I surmise that Black Women United is both asking and answering questions. Because you are here today, the world is starting to recognize what we've known all along. Black women are the backbone of this nation. Black women are the blood in our community's veins. Black women are the foundation of our families, our businesses, and our education. Sisters, this year is about us stepping into our power. So if you're not about Black women's liberation, it's time for you to get out the way. Even if you're a sacred institution. Historically, the Black church has been a bedrock of prophetic justice. But even during the civil rights movement, sisters were expected to place their race in front of their gender and their sexuality. And according to the Black Women's Blueprint, 60% of Black women are sexually abused before they turn 18. And that number is probably low because it's so underreported. So you walk into any good Black Baptist church on a Sunday, it's going to be 85% women, like most Black churches. So that means that half of our Black church congregations have been sexually abused before they turn 18. And we are keeping too silent about this epidemic running rampant through our communities. So let's be clear. Black women, we're not crazy, we're traumatized. We live in a society that protects perpetrators and blames victims. And we know about Me Too. We know that's real, but we also know there's church too. And we have some work to do. So to my fellow survivors of male sexual violence, I want you to know that I hear you, I see you, I believe you, I acknowledge you. What happened to you was wrong, it wasn't your fault, and our God is mad as hell that it did happen in the first place. So I encourage you to seek the answers that you need to heal, to affirm yourself daily, to know that you, Black woman, are created in the image and likeness of God, to internalize that you, Black woman, are a daughter and the apple of God's eye, to know that you might have a fat booty, but that's not for the male gaze. See, your body mirrors those of ancient African women who had the same figure and shape as you, where we used to use our bodies in worship. The way that you sway your hips is not to entice uninvited touch. It's to be in line with the djembe drum from the motherland that causes you to move and sway and merely rock, okay? So what we understand is that your voice is not meant to be silenced. Our voices are meant to be amplified. Because once Black women are free, we all gonna be free. So today is the Black woman's Declaration of Independence. No more will we ask, can I live? We declare, I can live and will live. And we are not just survivors, because from the shards of oppression and repression, we have built beautiful mosaics of strength and resiliency. So no, Black women, we are not survivors, we are thrivers, baby. We flourish and thrive in spite of. Our foremothers sacrificed too much. Our grandmothers prayed too hard. We have fought too long, and we've come too far to settle for anything less. We are no longer asking, we are demanding. Tell old Pharaoh, let my sisters go. In her poem, Won't You Celebrate With Me, Lucille Clifton asks, won't you celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed? Every day, domestic violence and rape culture try to kill us, but we're here. Homophobia and transphobia try to kill us, but we're here. Unshelteredness and substance abuse try to kill us, but we're here. Anxiety and depression may have slowed you down, but sis, you are here. There are years that ask questions and years that answer. Black women, we are, have been, and always will be the answer. We are Thrivers, and it's time for us to trust Black women, follow Black women, elect Black women, fund Black women, protect Black women, and truly love Black women, because then and only then will we all thrive. Thank you. All my sisters say, we thriving, not surviving. Oh, I love that. That is absolutely beautiful. One more time for Levon Piku. Proverbs. We thank you so much, sister. Now, as I look around, I see so many beautifully seasoned women, so many beautiful mothers, so many beautiful daughters. Not against Satan. So many beautiful mothers. And I'm reminded of my own mother, Mrs. Earlene Brown, and also the mother of those who have lost their babies to violence, those who have lost their babies to illness. And I want to right now, before I bring up the next speaker, to make a really, really round of applause for all of our mothers who are present with us today. Miss Sonia Lewis is a proud native of California. She is married and a mother of 6 boys and 4 adopted children, and is consumed with loving her family, so much so that she champions causes that ensure their safety and their future. Thus, her work as a leader in the Black Lives Matter movement and with the Sacramento chapter is extremely appropriate and necessary. You can find Sonia on the front lines of the movement. Somebody say the front lines of the movement, speaking truth into power to what Black liberation looks like. She never shies away from a challenge. Sonia has no fear when it comes to calling out the hypocrisy of these 2 Americas and the racism that drives this separate and not equal reality. She is also an alum of the birthplace of Black girl magic, Spelman University, and says that her favorite Black woman is Miss Shirley Chisholm. Her rent that she pays is for her work. Thank you so much. Please make a round of applause for Miss Sonia Lewis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to do a little bit of a check-in, because there are Black girls here, there are Black girls there are Black girls everywhere, right? So this is a roll call. That means I need you to respond. Where are my 65 and older Black sisters? Where are my single mother sisters? Where are my lesbian and queer sisters? Where are my 25 and under sisters? Where are my married and no kids sisters? Where are my trans sisters? Where are my unwed and no children sisters? Where are my children, my sisters with disabilities? Where are my sisters with grandkids and you under 40? Where are my sisters working 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet? Where are my rebel sisters? It's okay. Where are my bougie sisters? Where are my Christian sisters? My sorority sisters? My immigrant sisters? And my Muslim sisters? Where are my unapologetically loud and proud sisters? Where you at now? Some people liken me to the Fannie Lou Hamer, and some call me Sandra Bland. I'm cool with either, but when you call me, know that I have the right to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. I have earned the right to wear and walk with an attitude every day. Even though I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, you can also call me Harriet, because I'm always coming back to get each and every one of you, my sisters. For that matter, call me Queen Nzinga or Asantewa, because fierce female African warriors, we fight. I recently did a DNA study, and my motherland ancestry leads me to places like Benin, Congo, the Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon too. And when we need to Wakanda any situation, call me Okoye. Because I, like those who have come before me, am always always ready to save the day. That's the power of being a black woman. The theme of this year's march is so important. It's a question, can we live? Well, can we? I answer that question, we have, and we always will, despite everything that is against us. We have managed to make black girl magic look so easy, so much so that the vultures of culture are constantly here to kill, steal, and destroy our magical powers. But we all know that's impossible. Hence the need for a march like this and a gathering like this. One, to remind ourselves that we know what we bring to the table. Two, that we are irreplaceable. Three, because we embrace and have always been the beginning and ending of everything. Last week I spoke at the Women's March over on the North Steps. See, over there on the North Steps, I gave them warning and gingerly built up to my purpose, intentionally lacing the crowd with how white privilege and white fragility makes it harder for black women to strive and thrive in America. I had to remind them how white privilege and white tears make it harder for black men to stay alive. I had to remind them how white privilege and white supremacy systematically and historically oppresses the ability of black families to grow and succeed. But today on the West Steps, where the sun sets on everything that includes our magical existence, here, there, and everywhere, we can and we will live for each other, for our mothers, for our ancestors, and most importantly, for our future. Don't get it twisted, though. I have to constantly remind myself that my living is not in vain, that my giving is not in vain, that my humanity is not in vain. So if I'm reminding myself, I need you to look into the eyes of your own reflection and you remind yourself, too, that we can live. So I recognize and I pay homage to the fact that on the backs of black foremothers and forefathers, this country was built and sustained. Historically speaking, colonization and slavery and white supremacy has conditioned us to be complacent. I say no more can we sit back and accept the ramifications of said conditioning. We are so bad to the bone. The fact of the matter is, on the breast of black women, this country was fed. It continues to be filled with all that is good about human kindness. When I or we say trust black women, that isn't a question needing permission. It is a declaration affirming and demanding respect for our truth, our power, and our intuition. Trust black women because we are where humanity dwells. We are the carriers and the nurturers and lovers of life. Never forget her mother Africa and Lucy. I am here today not only to tell you how bad of a force we are to be reckoned with, but to let you know you don't need permission to stand up for justice and equity. Erykah Badu said, I'm an artist and I'm serious.